Derek Carr trade destinations coming at you here. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports. Today's show presented by my good friends, Manscaped. They're turning the lights on, and if you want to turn your girl on for Valentine's Day, go to manscaped.com/chat. 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. The reason why we're doing this segment here is because there was a report that came out on Tuesday from Vincent Bonsignor that multiple NFL teams are interested in trading for the Las Vegas Raiders quarterback. Now, remember, back in 2020 around the NFL draft, also, Vincent Bonsignor said that multiple NFL teams are interested in trading for Derek Carr. Let me say 2 points here. Just because there is a report about teams being interested does not mean the Raiders are going to trade Derek Carr. It also, I hate when people attack Vincent because he didn't deserve it. This is a compliment that teams are interested in trading for a quarterback. Plus, remember the old report about a month ago from Schefter. The Raiders do plan to stick with Carr. But you're not doing your due diligence as an NFL franchise to at least pick up the phone and listen to offers for DC, especially if some teams are going to throw in a decent amount of picks. So this is what Carr did in 2020. 27 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, had a career-high 4,000 yards or 4,103 passing yards. Also took a huge step forward in John Gruden's system. The issue with Carr was this, the fumbles. The fumbles is definitely something that he needs to learn to improve upon. He led the National Football League with 8. He also put the ball on the ground 11 times, lost 8 of them. Here's where it compares to some other quarterbacks in the National Football League. For DC, I know a lot of Raider fans wanted him to be able to step up and be able to run more. He's just not that type of quarterback. He's more athletic. He can pick up a few clutch first downs. However, he does need to learn how to take care of the football just a little bit better. So with the 29-year-old, as soon as some of these reports came out, I sat here and I wondered, okay, what could you possibly get for Derek Carr? What could Derek Carr potentially go for? We'll get into all of that in just a second, but before I do, I just want to remind y'all this. We cover the latest NFL news and rumors, and if you want more videos sent directly to your phone, sent directly to your computer, all you got to do is hit that big red button and subscribe. Plus, we're free, y'all. I don't know what you want. Free videos every single day, and we're a live and interactive channel. Hit the big red button that subscribe because I'll tell you what, if Derek Carr is traded, I'm going to be going live on multiple Chat Sports channels. So here's a fun little quote that I found from an NFL executive on Derek Carr. Carr would certainly, get it together, Mitch, would certainly be a great fit for a number of different teams, which I 100% agree. Here's another quote from an NFL insider on potentially trading Derek Carr. It could get 2 first-round picks. He's not Stafford, but he's younger, and he has a fair contract, so I could see 2 number ones. I'm going to get into the whole younger debate. I'm going to get into the whole contract thing. But first, to say that he's not Stafford I thought was pretty interesting. So I ask a lot of Raider fans, who's the better quarterback? Most of them would pick Derek Carr. Most NFL fans that we do here with Chat Sports, they're going to pick Matthew Stafford. So go down in the comments section, let me know. Who's the better quarterback? If you think it's Matthew Stafford, type MS. If you think it's Derek Carr, type DC. So here was the Matthew Stafford trade, which is basically what that report was regarding. If Matthew Stafford can go for 2 first-round picks, my only claim is this. I can at least make the argument that Derek Carr could go for 2 first-round picks. He should definitely go for at least 1. And the other reason why a lot of NFL teams are interested in the 29-year-old, coming off a pretty good year, the contract. This is one of the best contracts in football at the quarterback position. You got arguably a top 10 QB making $22.1 million in 2021. If you decide to cut him, it's only going to cost you $2.5 million in dead cap. And then in 2021, he's making $19.9. This is a very, very favorable contract for a quarterback who is probably in that top 10 range. And probably by the end of the season, or I shouldn't say end of the season, in the start of 2021, he's going to be probably ranked like 18, 19, 20th highest paid quarterback in the National Football League. So here's the question on today's show. Will Derek Carr get traded? I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. So scroll on down while you're getting hit with that YouTube ad break. Let me know. Let the Chat Sports team know here. Will Derek Carr get traded from the Las Vegas Raiders? Type T for trade or type K for keep. Now today's show is presented by Manscaped. Valentine's Day right around the corner. It's going to creep up on you. Why not get yourself the perfect package? You're going to get your girlfriend something special, chocolate-covered strawberries, maybe some flowers. Well, guess what? I don't think that's the only thing you want on Valentine's Day. Make sure you're looking good down there. Go to manscaped.com/chat. 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. I'm going to say the link again because I don't want you to forget it. I don't want you to get all the way to the finish line on Valentine's Day. She looks down there and all she sees is George W. Nobody wants that. Manscaped.com/chat. 20% off and free shipping. Not only will your balls thank you, I bet you she thanks you too. So get some ball toner, get some ball deodorant. Make sure you're smelling fresh down there because the holiday, it's coming up, and it's going to be coming really, really soon. If you don't want to get it for yourself, if she doesn't know what to get you, send the link to her. Be like, yo, babe, hook me up. Manscaped.com/chat. 20% off, free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. Again, their slogan, your balls will thank you, and I guarantee you they will thank you if you get started with Manscaped. Derek Carr destinations. We did it from 5 all the way down to 1. So first we'll start with the team number 5, and then I'll tell you who's the most likely team to go out and trade for Derek Carr. At number 5, I have the Houston Texans, and when the report first came out that the Raiders could potentially be interested in Deshaun Watson, a lot of people might be sitting here saying, wait a minute, Mitch, if the Raiders are interested in Watson, wouldn't you just trade Deshaun to the Houston Texans? Well, that's not quite the report either. So Houston really hasn't expressed any interest in D.C. whatsoever. However, potentially if you're interested in sending off Derek Carr and a lot of first-round picks, Houston's going to listen. The other thing that I don't know if Houston wants to deal with, and I also don't know if the Carr family wants to deal with as well, the last time a Carr played with the Texans, it just did not work out very well. Now, here's somebody who I guess, appreciate. Vincent Bonsignore, an insider for the Raiders. Increased demand for his services, insiders say, could create a scenario in which a 3-team trade allows the Raiders to acquire Deshaun Watson. For that to happen, the Raiders would have to receive 2 first-round picks for Carr from a team other than the Texans. I'm a big believer if Derek Carr is traded, it is involved in a 3-team trade, not to the Houston Texans, but to another team that can give the Raiders a few first-round picks. But you saw in that quote, 2 first-round picks. What the heck is Derek Carr's trade value worth? If the Raiders do decide to accept a trade, I'm saying you better get at least a first-round pick. If Stafford's going for 2 firsts, you better get at least 1. But if you don't care what I have to say, it's all good. That's what these shows are about. Go down in the comment section. Let me know. What is Derek Carr's trade value? Number 4 on our list here, it's the Chicago Bears, where the Bears, they've been linked to Derek Carr. They've also been linked to just about every single quarterback that could be going somewhere else in 2021. Why? They need someone else. No offense to Nick Foles. No offense to Mitch Trubisky. It ain't going to happen. Chicago, they are a quarterback away from being a legitimate team. So go make the move. Go also maybe reunite Derek Carr and his man Khalil Mack. I've seen crazier things happen. The number 3 team here on our list for Derek Carr trade destinations, the New England Patriots. There was a report that came out today on Wednesday that New England could potentially look at Derek Carr. The 2 reasons, Cam Newton, Jarrett Stidham. DC is definitely a major upgrade over those 2 guys. The other reason, New England's very interested in Derek Carr's contract because of how favorable it is. Plus, the fact that they don't really have to commit to him long term, that's also something that New England wants to do. He's only 29 years old. He's a quarterback that doesn't normally turn the football over a lot. And, well, DC kind of gets blamed for being this dink and dunk style of quarterback. What was the Patriots' bread and butter with Tom Brady? This dink and dunk style of offense where it was high percentage passes. Potentially put Derek Carr over in the AFC East. I do think it's actually a pretty logical fit for him. Here are some other honorable mentions for Derek that I didn't quite think fit into the top 5. The New Orleans Saints, no more Drew Brees. If you want to actually get the most talent out of Carr, if I was DC, I would say, how can I figure out a way to go to the Saints? Because he's better than Taysom Hill, and he's a lot better than Jameis Winston. The San Francisco 49ers, let's say they decide to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo. Could you look at a guy like Derek Carr? I don't think that's the route they would go, but if it's a major team looking for a quarterback, it's an option. If the Dallas Cowboys to say, hey, you know what? We don't want Dak Prescott. We want somebody else. I've seen some trades happen there before. And then the New York Jets. They don't make a move for Deshaun Watson. They don't take anybody at number 2. Hell, maybe they trade the number 2 overall pick because they have their sights set on Derek Carr, and they are a team that does have at least 2 first-round picks to be able to go out and ship away for a guy like Carr. So is DC a top 10 quarterback? Let me know in the comments section below why for yes and for no. I know every single Raiders fan that watches this video is going to type why for yes. We've put this poll on our Chat Sports channel before, and more of the votes come in no than for yes. Is Carr a good quarterback? Yes, he absolutely is. Do I think Raider fans think he's a lot better than what he absolutely is? Yes, I absolutely do. But he definitely is a quarterback that people don't appreciate nearly enough. But is he a top 10 quarterback? Why for yes, or type N for no. The top two teams, I think there's a little bit of a tier break here where I'd actually be willing to bet my money that it's going to be one of these top two teams that goes out and makes some move for Derek Carr. The Washington football team, they don't have an answer at quarterback. And if you were to insert Derek with the options that Washington has, not only on offense, but especially on defense, you could make the argument they're the best team in the NFC East, which maybe is not saying a lot. But if Washington can make the playoffs and win the division with Alex Smith and all the other quarterbacks, Dwayne Haskins that played there, they definitely should win it with Carr. Plus, the best season Derek has ever had, maybe minus 2020, was back in 2016, back in 2015. Who was the head coach of those football teams? Jack Del Rio. Where's Jack Del Rio right now? He's the defensive coordinator in Washington. I think it makes some sense. So, Washington football team could be on the lookout for a quarterback like Derek Carr. The number one team here, it's the Indianapolis Colts, and this move just makes way too much sense to me. Phillip Rivers just retired. That's point one. Insert Derek Carr, who's a better quarterback than Phillip Rivers, and you should get a very similar result, 10, 11 wins. Carr, he would be phenomenal behind that Colts offensive line, one of the best offensive line units in the entire league. He would not really be on his back very much, and when you protect Derek Carr, when you protect a lot of quarterbacks, you're going to be pretty good. Also, they're in this awkward position drafting at pick number 21 with some teams in front of them that also need a QB. Indy doesn't seem like a team that's going to trade up all that really high to go out and get a quarterback. Plus this, if you could figure out a way to get Deshaun Watson out of your division in a 3-team trade, I bet you the Colts would be interested in it because Houston's an absolute disaster, and if you can get rid of the best player in that division, you would do it. So if the Indianapolis Colts say, okay, if we trade for Derek Carr, then what happens? Deshaun Watson could potentially be out and go into the Raiders. All I'm saying is if Indy can do that, I think it's something they should look into. So what team is Derek Carr going to play on in 2021? Go down in the comments. Let me know. Is it going to be for the Raiders? Type R. If I was a betting man, I'm going to say yes. I think Derek Carr is going to end up staying on the Las Vegas Raiders, but it's the NFL, man. It gets wild and it gets a lot of fun. So type R for the Raiders, or if you think it's going to be somebody else, type O. If you want to be an overachiever, let me know who you think Derek Carr is going to play for.